Hello, Gem Stars. Welcome to your English class. Students, today we shall begin with a new poem from your book Beehive on Killing of a Tree, written by Jeev Patel. The title of the poem is simple and appropriate as it contains the major concern of the poet, the merciless and callous felling of trees. It indicates appropriately that the poem is about the process of killing of a tree. The entire poem explains the view that killing of a tree is not a simple, short, or easy process. Trees have tremendous strength and great instinct for survival. On killing a tree is a scathing criticism of human callousness and cruelty in chopping down trees for agriculture, urbanization, and industrialization. Apparently, the poem reads like a how to do manual of killing a tree, but actually, it is a passionate appeal not to cut trees. The poem also applauds the sturdiness and resilience of trees in that they take all kinds of attacks and wounds in stride but refused to die. They may be wounded, scarred, or maimed, but they bounce back into life by healing themselves in due course of time. One wonders if humans can ever have that kind of attitude to life. Now, to begin with the first paragraph, the poet says, "It takes much time to kill a tree. Not a simple jab of the knife will do it. It has grown slowly, consuming the earth, rising out of it, feeding upon its crust, absorbing years of sunlight, air, water, and out of its leprous hide, sprouting leaves." In this stanza, the poet remarks that the process of the full growth of a tree is slow and steady. It consumes nutrients from the earth, the sunlight, the air, the water, and grows so strong that it cannot be killed easily. With the jab of a knife, with one strike of the axe of the knife, the tree cannot be killed. The stanza opens with the poet's statement that the killing of a tree is a long process which consumes a lot of time. The wounds inflicted on it with the knife of an axe cannot cause its death. The tree draws its nourishment from nature, which makes it so strong that it develops amazing self healing powers. The bark of the trunk is discolored like the skin of a person who is suffering from leprosy. Still, new leaves, branches sprout out of it. Further, the poet writes, "So hack and chop, but this alone won't do it. Not so much pain will do it. The bleeding bark will heal, and from close to the ground will rise curled green twigs, miniature boughs, which, if unchecked, will expand again to the former size." So, in these lines, the poet explains that a person who is trying to kill a tree, he addresses to that person saying, the poet emphatically states that attacking a tree and cutting off its trunk or its branches cannot cause death. The powerful blows of the axe can only give pain and scars to the tree, but not put an end to its life. The injured trunk with the sap coming from its wounded bark will certainly heal with time, and even if the whole trunk is hacked, the stump close to the ground will sprout again and small green curled branches will start appearing. These branches, if not hacked again, will once again grow till they attain the original size of the tree. Therefore, hacking may harm a tree for some time, but the tree has the potential to heal itself and regenerate. In the next paragraph, the poet writes, "No, The root is to be pulled out of the anchoring earth. It is to be roped, tied, and pulled out, snapped out, or pulled out entirely, out from the earth cave, and the strength of the tree exposed, the source white and wet, the most sensitive hidden for years inside the earth. So, in these lines, the poet describes the actual process that can kill a tree, as axing or chopping cannot end the life of a tree. It is the root deep under the surface of the earth that needs to be attacked. The root is held tightly and supported by the nourishing earth and is not easy to destroy. It has to be either pulled out with great force or to be cut into pieces and then taken out of the depth of the earth. For pulling it out, people have to tie it firmly with ropes and then apply great force to completely uproot it. In fact, the real strength of the tree lies in its roots, which remain wet and white deep under the earth. However, it cannot tolerate exposure to the sunlight or heat. It is then that the poet says, then the matter of scorching and choking in sun and air, browning, hardening, twisting, withering, and then it is done. That is the end of the tree, of the life of a tree, when it's uprooted, when it's pulled out of the ground and it is left in the open. The roots are left and they're browning, they're hardening, they're twisting, they're withering, states that it is the end of the tree. So, in this stanza, the poet describes how an uprooted tree ultimately dies. The scorching heat of the sun and exposure to the air smother the roots of the tree. However, it does not die at once. It grows brown, its soft and white wood becomes hard, the hardened roots get twisted, and eventually it withers away absolutely, completing the process of the killing of the tree. So, dear students, the poem conveys the message that trees are living beings just like any other form of life. They have strong survival instincts and can withstand any type of assault, trauma, or crisis. It is not easy to kill them, for they have never say die attitude to life. Every time they are attacked, injured, or scraped, they heal themselves and regain their glory. However, if they are uprooted and left in the air and in the sun, they die. We human beings must live just as the trees do. I hope, children, all of you have understood the poem very well. It was interesting indeed. In case of any doubt or queries, do post your questions in the comment section of the Google Classroom. That's all for today. Take care. God bless you all, children.